welcome to a new episode of Journey of a Christian Writer. In this episode, I'm going over character dialogue, outer dialogue, inner dialogue, body language, and dialogue tags. Character dialogue is one of the 6 essential story elements that isn't always needed, but can really enhance the story when included in a short story or novel. Dialogue is more than just chit-chat or verbal communication, but allows readers to know more about characters' fears, desires, inner worlds, motivations, and personalities, aside from what role they play, what they do, or what they physically look like on the surface. Most writers refer to dialogue as verbal conversation between 2 or more characters, but for a shorter and broader definition, it's the expressions of characters. There are 2 main types of dialogue, including outer dialogue and inner dialogue. Outer dialogue is written conversation in the external story world between 2 or more characters in a story, which is often surrounded by quotation marks. Here's an example from Chapter 2 of my Christian and romance novel Eva's Promise, between my 2 lead characters, Andre and Eva Lucas, and their phone call conversation. Eva's iPhone on the dresser rang, interrupting her muse. "Oh, hello? Hey, it's me, Andre. I'm calling to let you know I've closed my clinic and I'm about to get to the parking lot." Eva grinned and played with her damp, wavy long hair. "Okay, how was work?" "Perfect." Andre sighed and paused before making his next comment. Emily came with her new kitten again. Eva angled her head and turned down her mouth. "Oh, poor little girl." As you can see, in the red, bold, is the actual dialogue of the characters, but the gray is action beats. Inner dialogue is a character's internal monologue or thoughts. This type of dialogue explores the subconscious of story characters and can range from various different emotions of internal conflict, such as fears, hopes, worries, or desires. It's sometimes referred to as internal monologue because it's when a character talks to themselves within themselves. Here's an example of inner dialogue from Chapter 5 of my novel, Eva's Promise, when Eva arrived at the hospital after her call from the police about her husband Andre's accident. Hearing about her husband in surgery upset her stomach again. Had she sensed something would happen to Andre before she left home? Was her nausea a warning sign? Questions about Andre swam through her mind. What if he doesn't look the same? What if I don't recognize him? What if he's in a coma? Oh no, what if he dies under the knife? As you can see, the italicized red is the anxious thoughts of Eva in the story, while the gray is the actual narrative summary. Body language is nonverbal messages or communication through gestures, movements, mannerisms, or other physical behaviors a person or animal communicates with others. For example, a man scratching his head, a woman waving her hand, or a boy pedaling on his bicycle. Writers can describe characters' body language in various different ways, such as facial expressions, posture, or the 5 senses of sight, smell, sound, taste, and touch. Action beats are also forms of body language. As you can see on the screen, I've made a color chart of different types of body language with examples for each of them. Dialogue tags are phrase words at the beginning, middle, or end of dialogue that helps to identify the speaker or the tone of voice in a line of story dialogue. Some dialogue tags, like said, added, replied, or stated, are more neutral, while others are more emotional or give distinctive tones, pitches, or actions, such as yelled, demanded, grumbled, or whispered. It's important to note that writers shouldn't overuse these words, as this can slow the pacing of stories, and especially for fast-paced action scenes. There are 2 main tips when it comes to using dialogue tags. The first is to use said often. Readers will pay more attention to the character dialogue rather than dialogue tags, so it's best to use said as often as possible. The second is to watch your questions. Writers should use asked or questioned sparingly, as this will already be implied to readers by the question in character dialogue itself. Writers can take cool and clever approaches when it comes to writing character dialogue. By knowing the different types of dialogue and ways of expressions, writers will have the tools to showcase their characters' deepest thoughts, feelings, and inner worlds to emotionally connect with their readers and create realistic, believable scenes. Alright, that's all that I have for this episode. I hope it was helpful, and until next time, happy writing. For more detailed information on the subject of this video, and other writing tips, tricks, and out-of-the-box ideas, you can visit my Eartha website and check out my writing blog, The Brainstorm, of my menu navigation. Just go to mlbullbooks.com and you'll see it there. I hope you enjoyed this latest video, and thank you for watching. My publishing company, Risen Halo, is now on Pango Books. Pango Books is an online platform where readers can get used books at discounted prices. Are you an avid reader? Interested in getting my Christian fiction books at discounted prices? Then follow my shop to get the notifications on special sales. God bless, and thank you for your support.